Have you ever wondered why we give it a special consideration or a special thought when we are talking about process safety? When we are addressing the concept of process safety, it is always a different ball game aside the concept of optional health and safety. And like I was saying, optional health and safety and process safety, they have some similarities but at the same time a lot of difference. And that is why it is important for us to have key competency in process safety, because when it comes to industrial hazards, this accident happens once in a while, but once they happen, the consequence is always very high. And that is why it is important for us to look at what are the hazards that are present in the processes. We are talking about the activities that takes place in industrial climate, in the industrial environment. There are a lot of serious hazards, dangerous, that once they lead to accident, the consequences are always very huge. They don't happen every time. Unlike optional health and safety, people can sleep, trip, electrical shocks every day. But when it comes to process safety, it is always devastating on a larger scale. Those that are impacted negatively are always on a larger scale. The losses, that's why most times process safety, they also call it loss prevention, because when it comes to loss, it is not only about the loss of raw materials, the loss of products, the loss of fuel. It is not only about those loss, the human loss that happens when accident like that happen. Let's look at the Bhopal disaster. We are going to talk about it. Let's look at the Piper Alpha disaster. Let's look at the Flixoboro disaster. There are a lot of accidents that are process related that have led to serious explosions, industrial explosions that has led to a lot of death. So process safety has a whole lot to focus on, and that is why it is important for professionals to go into the aspect of process safety. Even if you don't want to, maybe you might not see opportunity, let's say, to work in the oil and gas manufacturing, the knowledge, the insight, the deeper insight of process safety will give you leverage when it comes to building competency and capacity beyond your peers. Because let me tell you, process safety addresses wider view, wider range of industrial accident, of industrial hazard, risk, health and safety risk, mostly even health risk when it comes to industrial safety. And that is why it is important to actually build competency in this area.